Hi everyone, Lady Botcher, Angela here with part 7 of the Viking series, and this will be about body blushing, tattoos, scars, and the like. So this is a warning, there will be dolly nudity all over. So here we go. So what I wanted to do was do some tattoos, so I got some tattoo paper because I couldn't find any just already made. So I used this and I got it from Amazon. I'll link it below. I got 5 pages for $11 and I've only used 2. I would have just used 1, but I messed up. So it works for inkjet and laser printers, so it's not that bad. So I tried it one night and I was like, okay, cool. And I'm looking at it now and it's still there. So, and I've taken showers and all that. So yeah, so I printed out some that I wanted to try out. First, just check sizing, and I just did it with paper, and I just did some placements and to see kind of what I wanted for each of my dolls. And yeah, so then I actually printed them out, and it was actually not too bad. It really wasn't. So the thing is, you do have to print it in reverse so it does go on the right way when you put it on the doll. It's just like a regular tattoo. So we're going to use some water, and then you just peel off the plastic part, and then you stick it on and you put the water on and it comes out. So these are the ones I'm using for the guy. We have a couple different symbols I'll talk about very soon, and these are the ones for the girl that I chose. Yeah, so I've got some cotton pads, some water, and I'm going to do the guy first. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the tattoos. Hopefully I can get them in because it is a little bit faster because it is a longer video. So yes, I have Hugin and Moonin, and they are to represent the conscious mind and thoughts together. So if you don't have them together, they make you insane. Then I've got a compass. I got the helm of awe. I've got Fenrir on his thigh, and another one gonna be probably on his back. And then I got Thor's hammer, and I didn't want to put it there because I was gonna make him a little bit hairy. But yeah, but I'm trying to just find some placement here. I also have the horns of Odin right there, that little triskel thing. And yeah, so we're gonna get started. It only took me a half hour in real time for both dolls, and that's with like trying to do this placement and putting it all on. So for 2 dolls it took me 30 minutes, so about 15 minutes each, but I had multiple ones. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna get a pad wet, and then I'm going to peel off the plastic, and then I'm gonna stick it on where I want it. This is the horns of Odin. It signifies his quest for magic mead, and it's basically like the 3 horns intertwined. So that's what that means. And all you do is just this was basically real time, and it took me maybe 10 seconds or so, and then you just peel off, and there it is. So yeah, remember to remove the plastic before you do this, and you'll see why. Because I made a mistake, and that's why I used 2 pieces of paper of ink paper, because I messed up and I had to reprint. So if I didn't, I still would have had 4 pieces of paper left. But yes, I did use it for other things. So, and here we are. And this one, I believe, is the compass. The compass is basically, it's called Vegzir or something like that. I can't remember the pronunciation of it right this moment, but it's called the waypointer. It's just an Icelandic compass. And on his arm, they look very similar, but this one is actually the helm of awe, and it's for protection against harm in battle. So they're very similar, but they're a bit different, and they mean different things. So yeah, so here we are. We're gonna do the crows now, excuse me, not crows, they're ravens actually. Hugin and Moonin. And yes, like I said before, you're supposed to have both basically on your shoulders it's supposed to be like to be stable. And if not, then you're kind of crazy without one or the other there. So yeah, that's what they kind of represent. I wanted him on his chest to kind of remind him that he's, you know, he needs his mind to be clear and stable. And yeah, I just thought they looked really good on his chest, that's all. They're not quite symmetrical, but it's very hard to do that. If you can't really look at the tattoo when you're putting it down face down. So try to cut close to your tattoos. That's all I can really say. But yeah, I don't think his body blushing turned out great on his chest, but in person it's a lot better than it looks on camera. That's me struggling. Here's Thor's hammer, and Thor's hammer is actually for protection, and it means for blessings, and it means honor and self-reliance and that sort of thing. It's called Mjolnir. If you've seen the Marvel movies or the Thor movies, yeah, the girl trying to say it was great. So, but yeah, so he's got some protection from in battle and all of that. And Fenrir is actually a really cool story. You know, he was a wolf, that great giant wolf. He was the son of Loki and his wife, some ice giantess or something. And he was so savage that ultimately he could not be controlled even by the gods. So he was bound by them until he could break free, kill Odin, and bring about Ragnarok, which is basically the end of the earth. He just basically devours the whole earth because he's that big and savage. And the thing is, he wasn't like always like that. I think the gods kind of took advantage because they were scared of him. And he was basically, his story is back in the Norse times where it was a lot of the unknown and fear of the unknown. And that's why the gods chained Fenrir up, was because they didn't know how he would act or how he would be. And so they locked him up. And apparently he's still locked up, possibly. I mean, the earth hasn't been eaten up as of right now, so yeah. So for the girl, I did these few tattoos. They're very simple, very feminine, I think. This one I placed right under the chest piece because I couldn't put it near her pubic bone because I made it a little bit too big. But this is actually the Valkyrie symbol, and it's a symbol for feminine power and prestige and strength and courage. So yeah, I wanted that kind of on the forefront of her, since her story is kind of like she's training and that kind of thing. So, and this on her shoulder is just like you've seen before, if you've seen things like this, is just the Celtic knot, which means unity and eternal spiritual life, because there's no ending to the knot. So there's no beginning and there's no end. So it's sort of a meaning of eternity. It's a little wonky, but I'm okay with it. I was kind of, taking this just by eye. So, but the thing is, I did spray both dolls beforehand with MSC, just in case I wanted to take these off, or if they didn't turn out right. This one is a Triskel. This one is actually one of the oldest symbols, and it can mean a lot of different things. It means family and the three worlds, and it can mean strength and progress. So I'm just trying to find which one I like best here. And I actually went with the troll symbol, or the troll cross, excuse me. And it means safety and protection against evil forces, such as like trolls, elves, fae, that kind of thing. Because back then, fae were not these like cute, pretty little fairies and this and that. No, they played tricks on you, and they were evil. They were little tricksters. So this is just a protection against that. So yeah, I went with that on her back. Just a couple. I didn't go too overboard, I think, with her tattoos. Again, you probably won't see any of these tattoos because their clothes will cover them up. But yeah. So this one I'm putting on near her knee, and this is the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life is connected to the afterlife, and it's supposed to represent a connection between earth and heaven. So like the roots are earth, and then the top of the tree is sort of like reaching towards heaven. So some people say it's like it represents family and stuff too. So there's that. And the last tattoo that I have for her, I wanted this one's called the Web of Fate, and it's all interconnected. It's supposed to represent the past, the present, and the future, and the symbol goes upright. I wanted to put them on her wrists around them, but then it would be horizontal, and I was like, I'm not going to do that because it doesn't represent the actual symbol. So I was like wondering where to put this. I spent probably a good 5 to 10 minutes just on trying to find the placement for this, and I finally ended up just putting it right on her neck. And you might not be able to see it too much, but I think it was a good choice because then you get to see, yeah, they do have tattoos on their body, and you may not see them, but they are there. I do want to note and to let you guys know that historically, that tattoos are actually not so much, yes, I added his as well, not in Viking history. We just associate that with them to make them look more barbaric, more berserker-like. I think in more recent history and more of the 18th century that came about, they were trying to, I think, romanticize the Viking era at that point. But there has been no historical findings today, like modern times, of any such preserved tattooing on skin in these early 700 to very early thousands AD burial sites and things. They just have not been seen. They just haven't been seen. There has been no link to like tattoos and that kind of thing. That being said, that doesn't mean they didn't. It just means that we don't have the skin tissue evidence of it in modern times. And I think that just goes to show that, you know, after thousands and thousands of years, you know, the breakdown of the skin going back into the earth is just the cycle of life. So that being said, again, I put tattoos on mine because I think they're cool. I like tattoos. I have some of my own, as you've seen in past videos. I do have more than that. I just don't show them. And yeah, I like the representation that these particular ones have for my dolls and their story. So yes, please just give me some artistic leeway with this, because I do think that the tattoos worked out really well for being homemade, basically. And I did get them. I didn't design these myself. I just got them from Google. I got them from pictures that were not copyrighted or anything. But if you have an issue, just these are not for sale. These are not for anything other than my own purpose. So here we are. I've already body blushed him a bit. I've given him some scars. Yeah, he kind of got attacked a bit. We'll say by a wolf. It's kind of probably how he got his name. So that one on the back is also Fenrir, and the one on his shoulder that was added was a triquetra. I believe that's how you say it, and it's honoring the mother, the maiden, and the crone. And I put that on him because he loves his mom and he loves his sisters and all that. So he honors them like that. So yeah. So here I am. I'm blushing the girl body. And I don't do a whole ton of blushing or heavy blushing just because they're going to be wearing clothes all the time. You're not going to see it very much. And I don't want it to you know, it's going to rub off eventually with wear and tear kind of thing. So yeah, I didn't do too much, just enough to show here and to know that, yeah, they do have body blushing underneath. And I could, you know, take pictures of them like this if I wanted to, but, you know, it's just, you know, I know it's there, you know it's there kind of thing. But this is how they turned out. I did add some tattoos to the woman on her hands. She is a huntress at one point, and she does use a bow and arrow. And I thought it was kind of cool because her hand kind of lends to that pulling back of the bowstring on her one hand. And so I kind of just emphasized her hands a bit. So these are how the tattoos came out. There's a couple little hairs here and there, but I'm okay with that. I try to pick them out as much as I can, but I just wanted to show you guys the process of putting tattoos on your dolls. I got a little bit of help from Teeny Tinkers from doing this, but yeah, I did a whole lot more, I think, just with like placement and stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and the next couple parts will be coming out in the next couple weeks, and I hope to be done soon, as the only thing left are their face ups. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll leave you the rest of the way. Thanks.